I am one step closer to achieving my plan of turning Tropico into a world superpower. Now I need to establish a strong economy, and I know just the island for that. Yermo Encarnado is a barren wasteland without much in the way of resources, but is located within close proximity to international trade routes. It is the prime candidate to become the heart of Tropico's industry. In order to achieve this, I will need the help of my newfound friend, Keith Preston. I like people who are only interested in money. They are so predictable. I, on the other hand, seek power. Ultimate power.
So now we've set the scene, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to say hello. I'm the Marvin. Today we're going back to Tropico 4. I haven't played this game in
partner.
ages.
I've prepared the contract according to the terms we discussed.
And here's my fat friend Keith Preston, who says, in exchange for 20% of the shares of the island of Yermo Encanado's industry, I will finance your operation with 20 grand and send some of my precious employees to boost the island's workforce. So, he's got plans for us, and this island has fuck all in the way of resources, so we'll have to get busy importing and exporting stuff. Just taking a quick look around the island, see what we've got. Got a Teamsters office, construction office, a couple of ranches, nothing spectacular, and down by the beach side we have another garage, a fisherman's wharf, a dock as you can see, and a second fisherman's wharf just there to the left. But we'll not mess around. In this level we build a lot of business stuff, but we start on improving the happiness of the residents first. So get them a church in so that we don't have Reverend Esteban moaning every 5 minutes about how godless we are, and get the construction workers on that straight away. It's a very sleepy little town.
In order to compensate for the lack of raw resources on the island, we must rely on imports. The first step of our plan will be to establish a customs office.
So with this building in place, we can increase the price of our exports, so lower the cost of our imports.
Penultimo, this is TNT, and our news is exploitive.
Explosive.
Explosive! Our news is explosive because we are dynamite!
We dedicate the next song to our late colleague Juanito, whose memory will live with us forever here on TNT.
I like Penultimo. He's like a puppy. Happy and loyal, even though stupid. But now we've got a customs office, so we can prioritise the building of that. We'll wait for Keith to give further instructions on how to develop our trade. As you can see, a happy worker is a busy worker, in the words of Mr. Burns. $5 of tartar sauce could save us millions in monthly wages or something like that, I can't remember. But if you pay your construction workers well, they'll build everything faster and you get more people on the job. So the church is done, just waiting on the customs office, and there you go.
It's time to start building our industry powerhouse, partner. Construct a cannery and enable the import of coffee from the building's panel or the import section of the almanac.
So we can sell canned Caribbean coffee to the US for a huge price. And apparently you can make even more profits if you build a special extension to the cannery where you can store or produce more of it. But here's the first cannery. I think we built two in this episode because I'm paranoid about production. So there you go. Two of them eventually when I put it down. Well done. I apologise for my OCD tendencies. I'm very anal when it comes to placement of things in games, seemingly, and in real life actually. Yeah, it's the same in my house. We'll wait for the canneries to get built, so it shouldn't take too long. And then we'll hopefully pack them in, get producing. Got to export 1,000 crates of canned coffee. Liberty is decreasing alarmingly. I don't know why, because I haven't really done anything apart from provide jobs. I suppose liberty is decreased when you have to go to work all day long. But what can you do? We need the money. So almost finished on the first cannery, and then they can crack on with the next one. So if we go to the building properties, we can increase the wages of our high school graduates. Not that we've got any high school graduates, because we haven't even got a grade school or the secondary. But you obviously have to allow inputs because we're not growing any on the island at the moment.
Organic for people like you, Sonny. It's made from stuff that even animals won't eat.
No cereal can be organic enough. The Presidente brand doing okay then?
Sure. Presidente's so popular, everything with his name sells.
They heard it. I am so popular with the 71 people on the island who basically eat gerbil food for breakfast. What can you do? Anyway, now that we've built our canneries, we need to focus on the residents because we need more people on the island to come and work in the factories. So we'll build some more apartment blocks to get rid of these goddamn gypsy shacks, which are everywhere, and I hate them. They're so bad. I mean, this area here just goes crazy later when the island starts to pick up in popularity.
Hola, Presidente. As you know, a single dock can receive a limited amount of import goods each time a ship arrives at the island.
So it seems that our dock workers are too lazy and refuse to unload large quantities of imports. Building more docks should solve this problem. So what we'll do is we'll move down to the beachside area and go into the infrastructure menu to build and select a dock. Now the challenge here is that we need $2,000 extra just to unlock the blueprint, but we'll get it lined up, place it correctly, and wait for the construction monkeys to start building. Make sure that we get the main entrance connected to the road at some point, but there you go.
My dear Presidente, do you know that your advisor, Penultimo, spells his name with not one, not two, but 5 typos?
Shocker.
All intellectuals agree that it is high time we build a high school on our island.
Which will be a challenge because I do believe we don't even have a primary school yet, so we best crack on expanding the main habitual part of the town really. We'll start by laying some more roads because I'm very skittish when it comes to focusing on the task at hand. I don't think I've got ADHD, but I digress and procrastinate quite a lot. Hey ho, such is life. But we'll get a nice big square because there are a few things we have to build later on that are key to the town's expansion and survival. But I seem to have got that road quite wrong. Never mind. I'll make sure it's all parallel. Oh, that looks quite tidy. So next up, we'll place a clinic. That was some wonderful editing on my part. And yeah, a grade school next up. Got a nice big playground, haven't they? Ah, primary school. I miss school. It's not that I don't mind work, it's just that I don't like all the commuting and the getting up at 7 o'clock every day. I feel it as you get older. Staying in school, kids, it's much easier. It's much more enjoyable. We're still avoiding the issue of building a high school for Miss Pineapple and her persuasive ways. But I thought we'd place an apartment block down by the port really, because a lot of workers won't want to commute even though it's basically like a 10-minute walk. But it seems to work out quite well later in the game, although we do end up having to also put a police station down there because of the crime. Wherever there are people, there is illegality. That's the word I'm looking for. Anyway, just checking on the construction workers, and then this happens.
And now, a curious report. A woman
Presidente, one of my tankers, New Titanic, has hit an unexpected iceberg in the tropical seas. It appears that floating behind ice-carrying ships to save on fuel is not a good idea. I am losing money and all the delicious tropical fish are going to have a dreadful taste. Several of my friends have offered their help at a minimal fee. Beauty on our shores has dropped and fishing is forbidden in the affected area, so we've got to get this cleaned up because we have 2 fishing docks that are important to the food supply of the island. So we'll spare no expenses to sort this crisis, $300 a month. Hopefully it won't take too long. As you can see, you get some sort of like oversea boat ship and a helicopter all coming in a minute to spray chemicals to absorb all this oil up. But we won't stick around to watch all of it. It does eventually shrink and go away. And
I want you to do me a favor, partner. Recently, I've been busy with a little restructuring in my company.
unfortunately, because of some stupid worker union rules, I'm not allowed to straight up fire the people I want to. Well, I have decided to relocate them to positions. Basically, he wants to dump 40 people on our island, and we are more than well happy to do that because it's more workers. So as you can see, we don't have any police for our police station, so I'm increasing the wages to make it a bit more attractive, and now we'll get right on building the high school. We've almost reached our limit for exporting canned coffee. That shouldn't take too much longer to generate, but we're going to put another police station down by the beachside area just to make sure that crime is kept to a minimum.
You must excuse my lazy employees. It seems that their sudden career change has proven detrimental to their motivation.
So they're threatening to paralyse the island's economy with frequent strikes, and this isn't good for our canned coffee production, so...
People are growing restless, Presidente. We must brace ourselves for constant strikes until we manage to construct a cosmic bin on the island.
And at this point I was like, fuck the people. They can wait. I'm not having 20 grand because they're restless.
I'm not quite pleased with the speed at which our operation is progressing, partner. Time is money, and one can never have enough money.
Yeah, yes you can. Don't be a fat bastard and greedy shit. So we've got to export $100,000 worth of goods in the next 8 years, or he's going to take over the island. That's nice of him, isn't it? You wouldn't have the first idea about running a dictatorship. Even though that's basically what he's doing to us. But we're going to start work on building a nuclear power plant, because one of the level challenges is to have a serious amount of power. So we've placed it, we're just building a service road towards it, and then we'll wait for the construction crew to get cracking on building it. But once you've built a nuclear power plant, your energy needs are sorted for the whole mission, so there's no concerns whatsoever after that.
Presidente, Tropicans await elections next.
So we've got to issue a election speech, and we're going to go through, see who's got the least respect for us, and then we'll deal with that. So military is 44, environment is 64. Actually, yeah. So, though. Okay, we changed our mind. We're going for environmental. Good. Crime safety. And there you go.
My dear comrades, I want to stress the great progress we have made. Production has increased steadily, exceeding 25% in some areas. I tell you, we will complete the 5-year plan in 4 years. This is progress.
Impressive.
I must warn you about the so-called rebels on our island. Those are anarchists who could not care less for this island, but present themselves as its liberators. Because of their nihilistic ways, Tropico has fallen into the hands of vicious crime lords.
Does anyone even know what nihilistic means? I'm sure I don't. I'll have to Google it really.
Your gratitude, my compañeros. Alas, I am nothing but a humble servant. And you are my masters, my employers. Now is the time to express my gratitude for the environmentalists, protecting the gifts that Mother Nature has bestowed on Tropico.
As you can see, we're going to start building the Cosmic Pin, which is a big bastard of a restaurant.
In the past years is obvious to all.
But we've got enough money to do it.
There are lots of things to be done. I promise you that in my next term, people will no longer have to live in shacks. There is no need to go on talking. Our victory is secured.
My dear Presidente, the election day draws near.
Our diligent bureaucrats have calculated you will get approximately 90% of the votes.
Congratulations, Presidente. You have won the elections. People are content that no incidents occurred during the elections. You have their trust and all the credibility of our young democracy.
There you have it. We don't have to leave. We're a bit low on cash now, but the Cosmic Pin should generate some money. I might, or later on you'll see we start to turn that section of the town into a
progress does not wait for
well-to-do section. So the I'm going to call him Manuel because he looks vigilante. Manuel, anyway.
Teamsters are the backbone of every industry, partner. They do the heavy lifting, so you don't have to.
So there's an easy 10 grand. Build a Teamster's office. We'll do that right now. Down into infrastructure. Put it outside the second dock, so...
Presidente, the lazy good-for-nothing people are getting used to the good life on the island and are now demanding luxury accommodations. You are truly a benevolent leader, Presidente. The homeless people on the island will be overjoyed with the news that they can now live in brand new luxury mansions.
So as you can see, we have to pay 3 grand for a mansion blueprint, but then we'll start placing them. And it all seems to be going quite well. You've got a bit of money in the bank, not a great deal, but enough to tide us over to get all the imports in to make serious money off the exports. And we're coming up to almost 10 years in office. Happiness is at 52%, not great but not terrible either. We're going to expand the electricity grid by placing a substation. It just means that more buildings we can build more advanced buildings further out by having power sent to them.
Sir, several tornadoes are making a coordinated attack on our island.
And just when it seemed too good to be true, this fucking happens. God damn it. Oh, pardon me, Reverend Esteban. I didn't mean to take those anywhere. Yes, I did actually. Bloody environmentalists. This is what happens when you don't address their needs, I suppose. Looks quite good though, as tornadoes. As disasters go, it's impressive. I thought it would just...
God does not need temples, my son. However, our faithful believers do. I tried to convince them that their prayers can be heard just as well from a new pub. They are adamant that we need a church.
They did have a fucking... But on this bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call it a day for this episode. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm the Mob. See ya!